Good morning, students. Welcome to chemistry class. Am I audible to everyone present? Okay. What about board? Is it okay? Yeah, it is okay. Okay. So, students, I would like to inform you that I have posted some of the work for you on the website. I hope that all of you have completed question answers, whatever diagrams or whatever I have given. I hope all of you have completed diagrams plus question answers, and from 19 onwards I think copies will be collected, so be ready. And today I have given some of the definitions, and one thing more, I have told you in the last class that some of the formulas I have told you to learn from the third chapter, so that also I have posted for you to remind, though it is there in your book. Okay, no need of writing those formulas in the copy, only you have to learn. But a definition, whatever I have posted, that definition you have to write. Is that clear? And objective type question answer also I have posted. So I hope that all of you have done that work already in your book. And now you can check your answers if you have completed that work. Because I have told you in the previous class to do objective type questions. Okay, so that's all I wanted to inform you before I start the class. Okay, students, so in today's class, we are going to study about the 10th separation technique, that is chromatography. And this is the last technique about which we are going to learn. And I think that in class 7th, you have learned some of the things about it. Is it so? Yes? About chromatography, have you learned something? Okay. So I think this is also not a new topic. So as you can see from the name, chromatography. So chroma means color, and to get a graph of color is chromatography. Here we will see about the graph of color. We are going to analyze about the mixture with the help of color, that what type of substance or what type of pigment is present in that particular mixture. We are going to analyze it with the help of chromatography. So what is this chromatography used for? Chromatography is used, please don't raise your hand in between. You will be getting time at the end of the class to ask your doubts. Okay. So in chromatography, we are going to see, means we learn about those type of solid mixture which are soluble in the same solvent. Okay, for those type of solid mixture which are soluble in the same solvent. But here we will be studying about those type of mixture, especially which have color. Colored mixture only we will study, because the colorless mixture it is not possible, but for coloring the mixture which is having color, about that we will be studying. So in the book also it is told solids from one another. It is a technique, it is used for separating solids from one another, but the condition is that solids should be soluble in the given solvent. Okay, so here we use solvents such as pure water, acetone. Okay, all these type of solvents are used. Okay, so these type of solvents we use, or we mix water or acetone or anything else. Okay, all these type of solvents we will be using in the chromatography. All of you have closed the books, no? Close your books. Nobody will open the book. After the class, if you have doubts, you can open the book. Okay, so acetone, alcohol, water, these are some of the solvents and etc. There are various other solvents which can be used for the chromatography process, and the condition is they should be in a pure state. Okay, now here in the chromatography, principle of adsorption is used. Adsorption. Adsorption. About it is different from absorption. Okay, it is different from absorption. Most of you will get confused between absorption and absorption. So the chromatography technique work on the principle of adsorption. What is this adsorption? Can anyone tell me? What is this adsorption, not absorption? Okay, Rudransh.
Yes, miss. Adsorption is miss. It is a process in which the particles are not evenly distributed on all the surfaces.
Amarnath.
One minute. Ma'am, in adsorption, the molecules or the molecule or substance does not get completely inside of the substance. They remain on the surface.
Yes, this is the key thing to be noticed. It is a surface phenomena. We told the right word over here, surface, on the surface. The distribution of the substance will be there on the surface. It will not be as a whole. But in the absorption, what happens? The substance get distributed evenly all around. For example, what about the sponge? When you dip in the water, then what happens? The water gets distributed all over. It absorbs water. What about plant? It absorbs water and water gets distributed in all the parts of the plant. It is not happening only on the surface. Okay? So this is the major difference between the absorption and adsorption. So adsorption is the surface phenomena in which surface gets distributed on the surface. Okay, this is what happens in the adsorption, and chromatography is based on it. Okay, so students, and one thing more, in the adsorption, the substance are held with the weak force on the surface. This is the one more important point, that at adsorption, adsorption, substance are present on the surface and they too are held with the weak force. Okay, so this is what happens in the adsorption. Okay, now in the chromatography, two things are there: adsorbent and, can you tell me one more thing? Adsorbent and, wait, Shreya. Adsorbent and,
Miss, adsorbate.
yes, adsorbent and adsorbate. Can you tell me what is this adsorbent?
Miss, on which that the process is taking place.
Means the substance on which this is happening is
Yes.
adsorbent. And adsorbent is the substance which get accumulate on the surface. That is adsorbent. Okay, so this is the difference between the adsorbent and adsorbent. For example, if we are taking any filter paper, then that will be what? That will be filter paper we are taking and dye we are taking. Then what is dye and what is filter paper? Filter paper will be adsorbent and dye will be adsorbate. Okay, so this is the difference. Understood? So in the chromatography technique, we can take various type of adsorbent, such as filter paper. Then we can take a Whatman, the special type of cellulose is there, Whatman. Okay, some of the examples are also given here. Fiber we can use, Whatman 41. Okay, so this is the special type of filter paper, blotting paper, okay, silica. Okay, so these type of substance can be used as adsorbent on which this is happening. And adsorbent we can take as what? Adsorbent we can use as various type of dyes, ink, pigments which show color difference. So this thing we have to remember. Okay. Now students, I have told you that first of all, I have told you that chromatography is based on the principle of adsorption. Now, have you ever noticed that when you drop of water and try to touch paper with it. Try to touch edge of the paper. So what observation you have made? Have you ever done that if water is there and edge of the paper is touched, then what you have observed in that? Water is there and just the edge of paper is touched. Then what happens? Anything have you ever observed like this? पानी में किनारा टच हो जाए, बस किनारा, तो क्या होता है? What happens? Have you ever observed this? If you have observed this, then you will be able to understand the chromatography technique also. Yes, Kaustav.
Yes, ma'am. The paper folds.
The paper?
folds means the side of the paper folds somewhat. Like when we burn paper.
Yash will tell.
Yes, miss. Miss, paper starts, means water starts to go upside, means water spreads on the paper.
As soon as the edge of the paper will be touched, today you do this. Today you people do this activity at home. Don't dip paper in the water. Please don't dip it. Just touch the edge of the paper with the water. Take glass of water, take paper or filter paper or the tissue which you use. That is also a cellulose. Do one thing, just hold it like this and touch it with the edge of the water. As soon as you will do, you will notice that water will start to move upward. Slowly, 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 even though you are not dipping it, even though you are not dipping the paper, the water will start to move upward. So this is known as capillary action. This phenomena is known as capillary action. And this happens against the gravity. Gravity, what it do? It pulls downward. It pulls downward, but what water is doing? It is acting against the gravity, means it's going against the gravity. So this is what happens. Now, if somebody asks you that why water starts to move as soon as the edge of the paper touches the water, then what you will say, it is due to the capillary action. Because paper or cellulose, Amanat, to whom you are talking? Should not talk to anyone. Yes. So as soon as you will touch the edge of the paper to the water will start to move upward. It is due to the capillary action, and paper has very small pores through which the water is going up. And this is also adsorption. This also happens on the surface of the paper or cellulose or whatever you are taking, filter paper. So this is also adsorption. And this happens due to capillary action. Understood? Okay. Now, why towel is able to soak water from our body? So this is also one of the reasons. Towel which we use, why it is soaking water? It is due to capillary action. It sucks the water. Towel which we use, it is having small pores and water start to move upward in the opposite direction. तभी तो पानी आता है towel पे. It is also due to the capillary action. About this you will be studying later. It is not mentioned in your book. Okay. So cellulose is conveniently used in the form of blotting paper. Blotting paper is that only, that tissue type paper. Okay. Then filter paper, silica, all these type of things are used in the chromatography. Now in your, actually there are various type of chromatography techniques, but in your syllabus you will be studying only about the paper chromatography. So I'm going to explain you what happens in the paper chromatography. Chromatography is of various type. Okay, and various type of chromatography based on the difference of the phase. About phase I will tell you what is phase. Stationary phase is there and mobile phase is there. Two type of phase are there in a chromatography: stationary phase and mobile phase. Stationary phase is what? Which does not move. What is not moving? Adsorbent. Adsorbent is not moving here and there. No, it is still. So that is stationary phase. And the thing which is moving is what? Solvent or solution, whatever you are taking, that is moving. है कि नहीं? Mobile मतलब what? To move here and there, to move. So what is moving in a chromatography? solution or solvent, whatever you are taking, that only moves, and the paper, the filter paper, which is known as absorbent, it is not moving, so that is stationary phase. Okay, and on the basis of these two only, various type of chromatography is there. So today we are going to see about paper chromatography. Paper chromatography. Now, why it is named as paper chromatography? Because here we are using paper, or you can say cellulose, in the form of filter paper. Then what else? Blotting paper, Abatement 41, special type of cellulose they have mentioned. Okay, so these type of cellulose are used, which is also a type of paper, and that is why the name paper chromatography is given. So here stationary phase is what? Cellulose or paper. So on the basis of that only we are naming this as paper chromatography. So like that, there are various type of chromatography: HPLC, high proficiency liquid chromatography, GLC, gas liquid chromatography. So all these type of chromatography is there. So about that you will be not learning now in your graduation or post graduation, only you will be learning. So no need of talking about that. Okay, paper chromatography is the basic type of chromatography which you will be performing in your post undergraduation. So up till there you will be performing this only, paper chromatography. So what has happened and how to perform it? Okay, so what we do generally, we take any beaker you take, and in that you take any solvent. Suppose I am taking acetone. So students, in most of the case, when you will be performing this chromatography, in most of the case, you will be using acetone only as a good solvent. Pure acetone or mixing acetone with water, pure water. So this is the basic type of solvent or solution which you will be using. Okay, so I am taking acetone as a solvent. Okay, then what we have to do? We have to take a strip of filter paper. Strip of filter paper or Abatement 41, whatever they will be having, they will be giving you a chromatography paper, which is known as chromatography paper. Then what we have to do? We have to make a line over here. We have to draw one line with the help of pencil over here. And then what we have to do? Then we have to put very small drop of pigment, about which we have to see which pigments are there in that particular ink or whatever. We have to take that sample. Okay, so in your book they have discussed about the green color ink. So what we have to do? We have to put very small drop of ink, very minute, not very much. You have to keep in your mind that we have to put very small drop of any sample which we are going to use in a chromatography technique. Okay, so we have dropped it green color ink. We have done that. Then we have to dry it. Then we have to keep it for getting dry. Then we have to see whether it is getting dried or not. After when it is getting dried, what we have to do? We have to take this strip here and then we have to hang it. Suppose this is a hanger. Through it, I am hanging it. Okay, like this. And we have to make sure that this should not completely dipped in the solvent. जो हमने ड्रॉप लगाया है, ड्राई किया, पूरा पानी उसके अंदर नहीं डालना है, तो फिर कुछ नहीं होगा, वो पूरा खत्म हो जाएगा उसी में. So we have to be very much careful that we have to not dip this paper completely. Means this drop which we have put in over here, this should not be completely submerged in the solvent. Are you clear? Are you getting clear what I am telling? If you are having any doubt, please ask till now. Anything? We have to take filter paper or chromatography paper. We have to draw one line. We have to put the drop. We have to keep it for getting dried. After it is getting dried, we have to take it and then we have to hang it. And then we have to make sure that this should not completely dip. Till where we have to dip? This is the line. This is the line which I have drawn, and this is the ink drop. We have to make sure that this drop should just touch the solvent. Just touched. Just touch. It should not be completely submerged. It should be just touch. That is why I asked you to, have you seen the paper, just touch, what happens? You have to not submerge it. Understood? You have to just touch it. Then when you will keep it for some time, what you will observe, that this green color pigment will start to move like this. Will start to move like this, and slowly you will see it will get separates into two colors, two color pigments, blue and yellow. I don't have yellow color chalk, so I'm using orange. Okay, so blue color like this, it will be there, and yellow. Why it is happening? Because green color is made up of two colors, blue and yellow. So if we want to prove that this particular color is made of blue and yellow color pigment, then what we have to do? We have to do chromatographic technique. Understood? So these two pigments are also what? In solid state only. Solid state only. First of all, what I have told you, chromatography technique is used for separating those solids which are soluble in the same solvent. So this is also solid, the ink pigment, and when it is getting separate, this is also solid. This you have to keep in mind. Now we have got two separate pigments, blue and yellow. Now, if we want to separate blue and yellow pigment, what we have to do? We have to cut it into strips like this. Like this, we will cut in the strip. And then we can dip in the solvent. Then after dipping it, we can evaporate it. After evaporating, what we will get? We will get the pigments separately. So this is the general technique, how to perform a chromatography. This is what happens. Okay, so generally flower pigments are there. We want to know that what are the things or what are the pigments are present in the flower dye or any other thing. Okay, we will put like this. We will put a drop like this. We will keep it for drying. Then we have to hang it like this. We have to make sure that this pigment should not completely submerge the solvent. Just touch the solvent, and then what will happen? Slowly the pigment will move and it will get separated into two or whatever number of pigment which is present in it. It will get separated into that. Now, can you please tell me that why blue color is moving upward and yellow color is moving down? Why there is different the speed? They could have moved together, no? They could have moved together. Why there is a difference in the speed? Because of this difference in speed only we are able to separate the pigments. If there is no difference in the speed, then how we will separate? It's not possible, no? So there is a difference in the speed in which the pigments are moving or pigments are getting separate. Okay? Anyone tell me this? How? Yes, Abhishri?
Yes, ma'am. Good morning.
Morning.
Ma'am, due to different forces or different distances?
Different force you can say, Abhishri, because see, every pigment is held by this absorbent. Okay, absorbent. This is absorbent, and different pigment is held with different force. Some pigments are held very strongly. Some pigments are held very weakly. So this is held strongly. Yellow is held strongly, and that is why it is moving slowly. And this blue is held weakly with the absorbent, and that is why it is moving fast. So likewise, there will be difference in the speed, or you can say difference in the force with which the particular pigment is held with that particular absorbent. Understood? See, if you are not understanding, are you clear with my English? No, Are you understanding whatever I speak in English? Because whole class I can't take in Hindi. Okay, it's not possible for me. For that you have to meet me separately, then only I can explain. So try to understand what I'm saying. See, I have told you in the practical way how the practicals are being performed. This is the way we used to perform. So this is the way. Okay. In book, I think it is not given. First dry it. Okay, dry it is written. We have to dry it. जैसे डाले वैसे नहीं डालना है. We have to dry it and then we have to do this activity. Understood? Yes, Artika.
Good morning, ma'am.
Yes.
Miss, I have 3 questions.
Yes.
That first is that you have said we have to separate this solids. So it is liquid, na? That ink
No,
is.
pigments in the solid state. No, ink getting dried. Is it in the liquid?
No.
You write the paper. You write ink paper with the help of ink only. No, on the paper
Yes,
how you write. So it is a solid and liquid state. It get move here and there. No, it is in the solid state only. But the ink which you are using, it is made up of various type of pigments. So I want to know what pigments are there in that particular ink or in that particular dye. So for that we use the chromatography technique. Likewise, it can be used for separating various other substances also, such as flower pigments. Sometimes we take flower pigments also, or any plant pigment we take in order to see that what are the things or what are the color present in that particular pigment. Okay. Yes, Ash. You are not audible. Not audible. Yes, Hariom is asking from.
Miss, at the place of acetone, miss, we can use water.
Pure water we can use, but I have never seen using pure water in my life, so I don't.
Miss, and Miss Black.
It can be used in some of the case,
Yes.
but best solvent is acetone. Means for me,
Miss,
as per I know.
Miss, how it is? Miss, which mixture is there in acetone? Miss, how
Acetone
it
is organic compound.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes, CaOH. So don't ask me about that. I
Miss,
can't
and Miss, and only these 2 color. Miss, only blue and yellow color can be separated.
No. You can take mixture of ink. You put green ink, above that put red ink, above that put any other ink, mixture of dye. You mix the ink and put the ink on it and dry it. Then what you will see, various colors will get separate. Okay, various colors which is getting separate like this. Then again, see, I don't have colorful chalk, so like
Miss,
that.
it is okay. I can.
Colorful chromatogram. Actually, this is known as array of colors. This all array of colors which we are obtaining is known as chromatogram. The pigments is getting separated into various other colors also. So this is known as array of colors on chromatographic paper is known as chromatogram. Please mute yourself. Okay. So this is known as array of colors. So green color is not getting separated. I have told you about mixture of ink. If we take mixture of ink, then it can be separated into various other colors also. This is also known as chromatogram. Array of colors. So color can be 2, 3, 4, 5, so on. It's not that only 2 can be separated. No, it can be separated into various other colors also. As students, instead of using one pigment, you can use any other pigment also. Except green, you can use orange color also. Red and yellow, it will separate. Then what else you can use? Any other color, mixture of color you can use. Think primary colors you know, na? If we mix primary color, then we obtain any other color. So like this, we can use various other color pigments also, and it will be separated into various other color. For example, I can put here orange color, I can put here purple color, like this. So it will be separated like this. All together also we can use different positions. Yes, Kuldeep.
Good morning, ma'am. Miss, if we will take primary color, then what will happen?
Primary color will not separate.
Miss,
Primary color से तो
Miss,
बनते हैं. Primary color से बनते हैं. How can it be separate?
Miss, can we
No.
use this process?
No.
Okay, Miss, second question. Miss, can we use this process to mix two colors?
No, it is only separation technique, not mixing technique. Name is given separation technique, so it can only separate. Okay, so generally it is used for detecting colors only. For anything else, you can use some other techniques also, which I mentioned. So in chromatography, I think I have explained everything. Okay, now students, if we have obtained colorful chromatogram, then how we will obtain these pigments? Wait. Question hour is not yet started. Okay. If we have got blue, purple, then whatever color, then how we will obtain it back? What we have to do? We have to cut it into small strips like this. And then we have to take the strip, we have to dissolve in a solvent. So solvent can be alcohol, acetone. Okay, so all these type of solvents can be used. And then what we have to do? After getting dissolved in it, we have to evaporate that solvent. Or you can say that solution. Then what is left behind? That pigment will be left behind in that particular vessel. So like this, we are obtaining the pigment separately. Okay, you will able to understand when you will do it. Just by learning or whatever. What you have to do, you have to see some videos also on YouTube. Various videos are also there for the paper chromatography. You can see that, then it will be more clear. Okay, so for chromatography, I have told you about the stationary phase. So stationary phase will be what? Adsorbent, various type of adsorbent. It can be paper, cellulose, various type of cellulose, silica, all these type things. Okay, and column chromatography is also there. Now, what is this column chromatography? In this, we use a glass column. In that, we fill the adsorbent. We use the glass column, and in that we fill the adsorbent, and it is generally silica. Generally, silica is filled in the column, and that is used as adsorbent, and that is known as column chromatography. So that also I have done. So I can tell you, when glass rod is there, means a glass vessel like this, cylindrical, in that silica gel is filled. And that is being used for separating the pigments. That is also used. Okay, and except that, gas liquid chromatography, GLC, then HPLC, high proficiency liquid chromatography, like this. Examples are there. Okay, now before moving to separation methods summary, have you understood chromatography? How it is being done? What are stationary? What is mobile phase? Okay, all these things you have understood, no? Then why different pigments separates? Because there is difference in the force with which they are held with the surface of the adsorbent. If I ask in give reason, can you tell no? Why different pigment separates? Because they are having different velocity. And why different velocity? Because they are held with different force with the adsorbent. Clear, no? Okay, now if any doubt is there, you can ask. Okay, Ash.
Yes, miss. Now my voice is coming.
Yes.
Yes, miss. Miss, when if you have to separate anything ink from chromatography, we can use any other liquid other than acetone. We can use anything other than acetone.
Generally, good solvent is acetone, alcohol, water, pure water. So these come under the category of good solvent, which can be used for. See, in this we have to show capillary action. No, we are using capillary action as Adsorption we are using, surface phenomena is going on, but behind that what is acting? Capillary force. So which solvent is good in showing capillary action? We choose that. So water, acetone, alcohol, all these are very good solvent. So generally we use acetone. I have used acetone, so I know that.
Okay, ma'am.
Or
And ma'am, if
mixing acetone or water like this. Pure
And ma'am,
water,
if
pure water, pure water.
and ma'am, if acetone can separate ink, then if we put ink in acetone without paper, then
No. How it will separate? Acetone in ink you are putting in acetone, it will get dissolved in it. It is a good solvent.
means acetone has no work in order to separate ink. Means
Acetone is having work because it is driving, no? Push करने के लिए चाहिए कि नहीं भाई? Something is needed to push. So acetone is working as a pushing agent. It is pushing the pigments. And because every pigment get dissolved in it, in the acetone, now every pigment will move with different speed.
yes.
This is happening. First acetone is going and then it is moving, pushing like this. So it is moving here, green. Then what happens? Because it gets dissolved in the acetone, now what will happen? Each pigment will move differently.
Okay, ma'am.
Which it is made of.
And ma'am, what is chromatography paper and napkin difference? We can use napkin or paper instead of
See,
chromatography
napkin paper you can use, but napkin paper is very much thin. So it will not show that proper function which chromatography paper we show because it is somewhat thick in nature.
2-3 layers.
Wattman 41 is there. I don't know what is it. Wattman 41. Okay, Wattman 41 generally we use it. It is special type of filter paper. Which
So
we,
if 2-3 layers we put of then tissue paper.
no,
then
no,
it
don't
can
do
work.
it like this. Don't do, okay. First of all, at home today, what you do to understand the capillary action, touch the edge of the paper and see what happens. Then you will understand that water is going upward, and that is known as capillary action. And this helps in the chromatography technique. Okay. Yes, Costa.
Yes, ma'am. I want to ask that, ma'am, if we have taken two color blue and yellow, which gives green. Blue and yellow gives green. So, ma'am, you have asked that why means the color, some color goes up and means goes up. Ma'am, so the amount of color can affect.
Amount of color. See, if you want to see precision in work, if we want to see precision or exact accuracy in work, then little is good. In chemistry, whenever you will be doing salt analysis also, in future I am telling you in class 9 you are going to do, not salt analysis, but some of the experiments you will be doing. Don't put whole lot of things in any experiment. Some people they take this much amount of salt or this much amount of thing and they start doing experiment. This never gave accuracy in chemistry. In chemistry, we take small thing and it gives better result. That is why I have a small drop. One thing more you can do, because you have asked, Costa, you have asked, what we can do, we can put drop of ink, little in, let it dry. Then put more in and let it dry. Then more in, let it dry. Till you are satisfied with the amount of pigment, you can do it. You can layer it. But don't put like this and let it go because it will spread. And when it will spread, it will not give good result. So this is what happens. We do like this. I have done like this. Then small amount, let it dry. Then again small amount, let it dry. So like this, we do the experiment. Don't put whole lot of thing and then start to experiment. Rudransh.
Good morning, Miss.
Yes.
Miss, I want to ask that, Miss, in chromatography, when you are putting the pigment on the paper, then the pigment is moving up because acetone is
Not only acetone, any solvent. Don't say only acetone. Any solvent. I have given example of a solvent or solution.
Solvent is applying the force to that the pigment can move up. So, Miss, that some amount of solvent will also move up with the pigment.
So it will move, no. then only it will happen. If the solvent will not move, how this will happen?
So miss, then the pigment which we are giving, it is not pure, it is
It's
impure.
pure because acetone will get evaporate. Acetone is very good. Acetone is like nail paint remover. Nail paint remover. You keep open it for some time, it will not stay, it will evaporate.
And miss, if we will take the pigments which is not having difference in their velocity or in their forces, so then what will happen?
It will be there. Every time it will be there. Every pigment is having its own speed. It will be there.
And miss, in chromatography, which example you have explained, in that the paper is the absorbent, and miss, what is the absorbent, that acetone or the pigment?
Pigment. Pigment. This is dye which is not moving. This is the stationary thing. Okay, this paper, sorry, not stationary. I'm so sorry. This paper is stationary. This pigment is adsorbate. Whatever pigment which we are using is adsorbate. Okay, in example, it is given dye, ink, all these are what? The substance that adsorbed is called adsorbate. Adsorbed, it is getting adsorbed. No, it is on the surface. The ink or whatever we are putting, it is not getting absorbed all over. It is adsorbed on the surface. So that is known as adsorbent.
So miss, what?
Adsorbate, sorry, adsorbate. Huh.
So miss, if in exam it will ask that chromatography is used for what kind of mixture separations, and then what?
Solid mixture which are soluble in a given solvent or solution. Solid mixtures which are soluble in a given solvent or solution. So this is the answer you will be giving. Simple answer. Yes, Jillian.
Yes, please, one more time, can you explain me adsorption and adsorbent? Because I have not understood that one.
Absorption and adsorption and absorption. Have you seen sponge, Jillian?
Miss what?
Sponge.
Yes, ma'am.
Sponge. Have you seen?
Yes,
Dip
ma'am.
in the
Yes, ma'am.
water. What do you see?
Miss, the water start
Water will
to
get distribute on
Yes,
the whole
ma'am.
surface. So that is absorption. What plants do? It absorb water. So what happens? The substance is getting distributed over whole surface. That is known as absorption. And adsorption is a surface phenomena in which substance get held with weak force on the surface of adsorbent.
Thank you, ma'am.
किसी भी सब्सटेंस के ऊपर की सतह पे कोई सब्सटेंस का किसी वीक फोर्स से जुड़ जाना, that is known as adsorption.
Adsorption.
Clear?
Thank you, ma'am.
Yes, Chandvi. Now people are these people were hidden. Yes. Ask.
Miss, can you please explain again the capillary action?
Capillary action is what? The movement of solvent or solution in upward direction against the gravity. That is known as capillary action. Okay. Liquid, in this what happens? Liquid moves in the upward direction. Gravity ke opposite. It should be in the direction of gravity. No. What about waterfall? It moves upward. No, it moves downward due to gravity. But in capillary action, it is happening opposite. It is moving upward against the gravity. So that is known as capillary action. And it happens due to the pores. Okay? Due to small capillaries. Capillaries. Okay? About this, you will be learning in higher class. So I don't want to go in deep. Yes, Avika.
Good morning, ma'am. Miss, how much time it takes to separate?
That I don't know. So, maybe in half an hour or like this, it will separate. It does not take much time. 15 or 20 minutes like this it will take. It gets separated. It's not a time-taking process, chromatography. Yes, Shreya.
Yes, Miss, I want to ask that in paper chromatography, why the basic solution is the acetone, and the column chromatography, the basic solution is that silica?
It is not solvent. Silica is adsorbent. Silica is adsorbent. Just like paper, no. The silica is adsorbent. It is not solvent. Silica is silica powder. That silica powder. That only we use.
Okay, miss.
Okay, that
And
is not a solvent.
And miss, why the basic solution here is in the acetone in the paper
It
chromatography?
is good. It is good in dissolving substance because of that. Good solvent. It dissolves most of things. And generally, whatever the pigment we will use, it will be organic only.
Okay.
So like dissolve like is organic. That is one.
Thank you, miss.
Okay, students. So now time is up. Next class only I will be discussing all those. Keep your doubts. Next class, okay? Keep your doubts right somewhere. Okay, in Thursday before starting the new separation, means revision of this summary. So next class I will be winding up. Okay, and after that we will do a revision. So keep some question for revision time only. All question you people will ask now. Okay, we will take the revision. Okay, students, can you tell me which chapter should I take revision first? Which chapter you want me to revise first? That chapter I will start as revision. Give your क्या बोलना चाहिए? Unite answer. Which chapter you want me to revise? Yes, Abhishri.
Yes, miss. First you revise the paper and
You are not audible. If everyone is agree with that, please raise your hand like this. If anyone told that chapter, okay, Sidra, yes, you want to tell?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Mute. Shantanu?
Ma'am, second chapter, physical and chemical changes.
Second chapter. Second chapter? Second chapter, how many? Okay, then Rudransh?
Same second chapter only.
Second chapter. Majority is? Let me see the hands. For second chapter. For second chapter, please raise your hand, those who are present. Maximum are not raising hand. What about third chapter? Raise hand. Third chapter, how many of you? Raise hand. Some are sleeping or what? Third chapter, I think most of them are there. So I will start with the third chapter. Third chapter revision will be there. First I will complete and then again I will start third chapter revision. So if any doubt left in the third chapter, you can ask again. I will not explain, just doubt session will be there in the revision. Yes, Artika.
Miss, in this separation method topic not coming.
Coming, I will tell. Next class, I will be completing the portion and then from the next week again, revision I will start. So that is why I'm asking what chapter you want first to be revised. Third chapter. Okay, so I am taking leave, students. Get ready your questions from the next class because only little portion is there. So you can ask your doubt first and then I can, or first let me complete the portion first. Okay, then you ask a question. Okay. Thank you, students.